call to order the meeting of the Board of Madison County Commissioners. It's Monday, December 18th, at 8:30 a.m. at the West Tennessee Research and Education Center. Commissioner Wall.
Today we've got Commissioner Claudel Brown is going to lead us in our invocation and pledge. I'd like to just make mention that for those that don't know, our colleague, Commissioner Carly Bond's daughter, fell yesterday, hit her head, and she was actually flown to Labonte for a lumbar puncture and some other tests and things like that. I haven't heard this morning an update, but we certainly need to keep that family in our prayers.
If you don't mind, I do have an update. Carly asked me to share. She said that she had a good echo overnight. She's answering her and doing simple commands. She did ask to have her teeth brushed. So, she did 2 + 2 and 4 times 4 this morning. This is good. MRI had small brain bleed last night, and so that has us very concerned. Need her to pass her neuro and EEG today. So, y'all keep her in your prayers, and Carly and Baker, her husband.
Wow. Absolutely. Commissioner Brown.
In the words of 19th century psalmist Mahalia Jackson, we heard the assertion that we are thankful to God because of sweet little Jesus boy who was made to be born in a manger. That sweet little Jesus boy, though we didn't know who he was, didn't know he came to save us, Lord, to take our sins away. Our eyes were blind, but Lord, now we see. We didn't know who you were. Gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you as lowly as we know and have been taught, Father. As humble and with the humility to know that we were unanchored, but the joy and the peace that was given to us through that babe that was born in Bethlehem has made life worth living. Father, thank you for this gathering. We ask that you, Father, would please, Jesus, move in every corner of this world. Peace among all men. You said in your word, if your people who are called by your name will humble themselves and pray, seek your face, turn from their wicked ways, that we could hear from heaven and you would heal the land. Lord, we need to hear from you. There's hunger among us. Lord, we need to hear from you. There's homelessness among us. Wars everywhere, Father. Heal your land, Father. And we ask, Father, that you would make us mindful and grateful that the joys, the liberties, and the freedom that we enjoy are all at a price. The price of the blood of your darling Son, Jesus. Teach us, instruct us, Father, and direct our thoughts as we deliberate over the affairs of your people. Let your will be done among all men, not mine. Let your will be done among all men, not mine. And let there be peace unto all men. Amen. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Brown. You always bring your A game. Any public comments today?
Roll call.
Oh, I'm sorry, roll call.
Abernathy. Aday. Alexander. Arnold. Black. Present. Fine. Brown.
Present.
Brian Cindy. Bryant Mike. Here. Hickman. Here. Ellison. Here. Godwin. Here. Hill. Hall. Here. Hicks. Johnson. Jones. Present. Martin. Here. Mercer. Yes. Montague. Here. Niehoff. Here. Taylor.
Here.
Tippett. Here. Wall. Here. Watson. Here. 21 present, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. 21 present. Without objection, we'll approve the minutes by unanimous consent. Yes.
There needs to be a correction on the Education Foundation Committee vote. On the first vote, it's got me voting Jones. I voted Cleek.
Okay.
You voted what, sir?
I voted Cleek.
Okay, thank you.
Can we make those corrections? Corrections will be made. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Passes. Announcements from the chair. Last month, I was informed by Brandon Shields that I had missed a couple of our veterans, and I want to mention them, but I want all of them to stand up. Adrian Montague and Gary Tippett, and all the veterans stand up, because part of the reasons why we can worship and celebrate Christmas is because of what these people have done for us in the past, and just give them a round of applause. Thank you. I want to keep Commissioner Hall's family in our prayers. His mother passed away recently, and as mentioned, we're going to keep praying for Commissioner Bond's daughter. And hopefully, we're going to get off to a good start, and we're not going to have to talk about any of these bad things next year. Report and presentations from the county mayor.
Thank you, Chairman. As you guys and ladies might have seen, a couple weeks ago we had an announcement about the Tennessee State Games being awarded to Madison County. That was something that was spurred on by my office and Mayor Conger and the Chamber. The State Games are an Olympic-style competition for athletes all across the state of Tennessee. They will compete in up to, right now there's 10 events. We can do really as many as we want. And this is the fun part about this competition. This can be anything from mountain biking to baseball, football, frisbee golf, equestrian, lots of different opportunities for athletes from across the state to come compete and become state of Tennessee champions in these individual events. And then they can go on and compete in a national state games. There's 34 states that have state games right now. And so it's if you want to look it up, look up Meridian, Mississippi's. Theirs is huge. They've had that for about 30 years down there. They have about 30,000 athletes that show up every year to Meridian, Mississippi to compete. So you think 30,000 athletes, that's 30,000 families, that's 30,000 hotel rooms, that's 30,000 restaurant visits. That's a lot of tax revenue that comes into that community because of the state games. And so Jackson and Madison County has been awarded the state games. We beat out Knoxville, we beat out Nashville, we beat out Murfreesboro, and we beat out Chattanooga. So that's a big deal. We will have those state games every summer, mid-June, and it'll be a 2-week event where we'll have several events throughout the summer. Like I said, right now we're starting with 10. The county's going to be involved heavily. These events are going to take place at some of our city facilities, but I'd also like to highlight some of our county facilities as well and make sure that those athletes visit our county facilities. So Matt, our parks director, and myself, we're going to be asking the governor for some money to improve our parks. So we'll have an opportunity to have some improvement there so we can put our best foot forward. And I'd ask the commission to consider as we go forward how we can make our parks attractive, particularly Pewborn right now. That's kind of the one that's most fitting for most of these events. But the ability to have those athletes from across the state. And, we'll start off, I'm sure Jackson and Madison County will sweep for the first several years because as word gets out, and you guys can go to your county commission meetings across the state and talk trash among other commissioners and other counties about how Madison County is sweeping things. So we'll keep that on your radar. Also in front of you, you have a portfolio that's from the mayor's office, so Merry Christmas. Use that and keep all your various paperwork straight there. And then that box of Trip Country Ham, bacon and ham, that's for my wife and I. So I just want to say Merry Christmas.
Amen.
Thank you all for your effort and time, and we appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Mayor.
Amen.
The presentation from Morgan White from the Jackson Arts Council is going to be moved. She asked it to be moved to next January, so she'll be on the agenda in January. Kyle Barron, Chief Community Development Officer from Jackson Chamber of Commerce, would like to speak to us today. Come on down, Kyle.
Mayor Massey was spot on. I brought my torch, but it'll look a lot better whenever this gets done because TCAT will be partnering with us to make a very specific to Madison County and Jackson torch. So we are beyond excited about the announcement of the state games, and everything that the mayor said is absolutely spot on. This is going to be a collaborative effort across our entire county. So we're very excited about that. So I don't keep hitting on it. Other things that are coming up in the near future, we have a civics bee that's coming. So if you have any constituents in your area, they can write an essay and apply to be considered for the Civic Speak until January 8th. From there, in March will be the actual in-person Civic Speak, and I'm telling you all this because I know of no other group that might be great volunteer judges than those who are engaged civically. So if that's of interest to you, please reach out. We'd love to get you involved. This will be for younger kids as they're making their way through. And then there's one other thing that I wanted to make sure that you all knew about that's on the horizon. January 24th and 25th will be Pathways to Possibility. We're partnering with Jackson-Madison County Schools. Every 8th grader in the system will get to come into an interactive career fair that day. So they'll get to see all kinds of different career opportunities, but not just hear about them, but actually touch them, feel them, see them, and engage with them in a way that they may and may not have in the past. And so we're very excited about that. Vicki Bunch in our office has been working like crazy on that with United Way and with the school board. So a lot of different things going on at the chamber. We continue to entertain people every day that are asking about how to make Jackson-Madison County their home. And they're coming from a mile away to 1,000 miles away and more, right? So it is a great time to be at the chamber, and thank you so much for having me this morning. Great job, Mayor.
Thank you.
I have a question for Mr. Barron. Any update on Great Wolf Lodge?
You know, I should have been prepared for that, but they are continuing to make progress. They have until December of next year to break ground, and we stay in contact with them regularly.
Number 8, reports from county officials, standing and special committees, any old business and action thereon by the board. Good. Number 9, any amendments or transfers to the general fund, school department, capital projects, highway department, debt services, juvenile court services, budgets for fiscal year 2023-24. Commissioner Alexander.
All right, we have several this morning. We'll start with the first ones for November for the school system.
Mr. Chairman, why don't we take 1 through 4, fund number 141, general purpose schools, all at once.
Have a motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Brown. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, item 1 is for $2,400, health services, moving funds to the correct expenditure lines. Number 2, $2,500, social and behavior services, moving funds to the correct expenditure lines. Number 3 is $20,000, CTE innovations, moving to the correct expenditure lines. And number 4, $104,757, school nutrition, moving funds to the correct budget line.
This committee recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Passes.
Now, the next items are also school system related, and these are for December. The board has not met yet, but they did want to go ahead and get these amendments going. They'll be meeting at 1:30 this afternoon.
Commissioner Wall.
Motion to take fund number 141, general purpose schools, line items 1 through 8 at one time.
Second by Commissioner Black.
Item discussion. Second.
Yes, sir.
Item discussion. Need to get through.
Okay.
I want to discuss.
Commissioner Godwin.
I want to, when you get to item 9, I want to discuss that, not the one that's not approved.
That's not the motion.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. Committee recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
All right. Ready to read them?
Yep.
$545,007.12, state special education preschool grant. $73,489.66. Safe schools. This is to align with Munis. $2,000 regular instruction program aligning with the original budget. $90,000 human services personnel aligning to the original budget. $30,000 vocational education program aligning to line item to original budget. $745,310 technology aligning to the original budget. $75,000 maintenance of plant aligning item to the original budget. Number 8, $5,253 TSW grant aligning to grant to Munis.
This is committee recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Nay.
You oppose? One?
Nay.
Okay. Have one no. Commissioner Godwin.
the one that I'm opposed to is item $100,000, Board of Education aligning line item to original budget, not approved. I asked about that in the agenda review, what it was, why the school system was not approved, and they said something in regard to they didn't understand something about where the money was going. I didn't know exactly where they was moving the money from, but I think they was moving it to the legal department. And I think maybe, I don't know if it's support charter schools, but we're not in the business to take care of the school budget in regard to charter schools or private schools. And their budget was approved, so why are we not approving what they asked to be moved? Because it's no new money. So we've already approved their budget for the year, and normally a student board can move line item to line item. So I just like to know exactly why they were not approved.
Commissioner Alexander, would you like to answer that question, or?
Item 9 was brought up on the agenda for the budget committee, and that particular item died for lack of a second.
But why?
Lack of a motion. Nobody made a motion to approve.
Was that the one that there were questions on? That they were
That's
gonna-
right.
I did, I made a motion.
Wait a minute, wait.
Let's start, Commissioner Black.
I was up.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't just jump up. Mr. Chairman, I preface my remarks with knowledge that committees can vote not to approve, and vote to approve items presented in the budget committee. At this month's budget committee meeting, the school system requested a line item transfer of funds from one line item to a different line item. This was not a request for new money or additional money. The request of $100,000 was to be transferred for legal fees. There was nothing illegal about this request. The school system has every right to do line item transfers of funds that are already appropriated. These funds are not transferred to some offshore account. Moreover, this request was presented by a duly elected school board member who is the chair of the school board's budget committee. And I'm sure he was not acting as some rogue member, acting without knowledge of the entire board. So again, the question is why? Is it possible this denial is related to the fact that the school board has approved to seek legal remedy against the Charter School Review Board's decision to allow American Classical Education Charter School to be established? It appears that when it comes to the school system, requests that are routinely approved are questioned more than other requests. And I don't understand it. They are duly elected body. We appropriate. We do not tell them how to spend their money or where to put their money. That's not our purview. That is not our responsibility. They have a duly elected school board body who makes these recommendations, and it's not up to us to determine where it goes or how it's spent, as long as it's not illegal. And I say I preface the fact committee can approve and disapprove, but the question still remains, what is at the root of this? What is really at the root of this?
Thank you, Commissioner Black. Commissioner Deaton was standing next.
I think if we go back to that meeting, I mean, our reason for tabling at that particular time was lack of information we had. There was no one there to represent that, to give us information that we was asking for. The superintendent was not there at that meeting. He's not here today. So getting information is always vital, and I think probably Mr. Black could be correct. Some of our reason would be the lawsuit against the state pertaining to charter schools. Charter schools is a public school, not a private school, but I think we had concerns about that, and that's the reason we tabled it.
Mr. Brown?
Yes, sir. The county commission, by letter or practice, monitors nor micromanage monies that's been approved to any department, particularly the school board, as before mentioned. The people who approve their budget, who manage that money, are as duly elected as the people in this body. They have no right, and too often, do our finance committee get in the business of trying to manage what a department does That's not our authority. We have needs in our county that we need to be addressing. But that is not our responsibility. And with that thought, I'd move that we would do our job and approve that. If there's any rebuttal or collaboration, that's the school boards, if they want to change their position. But how the money is spent and if you like it or not is not important. That's what move that we would do our job and support it.
Thank you, Commissioner Brown. Commissioner Godwin.
Also, I like to say I am on the charter review. It is not the county commission job to review any charter school. It's the school board's job. And I was a part of supporting and approving them not being, there was the reasons why we did not approve them, and we recommended to the board that they not be approved. But again, this is not something that the county commission, this is not the county commission's job. It's the school board's job. So even though it's a part of public, but you still got to choose who is eligible to be a part of the public school system as far as the charter schools, and they did not meet the criteria. And that was the county commission that presented that criteria. But getting back to what I'm saying, I asked the attorney to stand and give his opinion. And would you stand and give the opinion you gave, that you gave me the other day when I asked your opinion about it?
Well, I think I was asked at the agenda review whether or not the request from the school system was legal. Yes, it's a legal request. It's a budget amendment. Of course, under state law and the appropriations resolution that was approved by this body, the budget committee and the full commission have to also approve amendments to the budget between major categories. And so that's why it comes before this body to vote on.
And you also said that they had a right, we had a right, and they also had a right to do what they did. You also had
That's right. The county commission can vote how it chooses on the budget amendment.
And let me say too, the superintendent's not here, and I'm gonna say this because he's my boss, and I do support him. I do respect him. They're having a meeting at 9:30. That's why he's not here, and after which they will have their regular school board meeting at 1:30 or before. So that's the reason he's not here. So I want to say that he can't be interrupted in himself because he's at the board having a meeting at 9:30.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Black.
Mr. Chairman, based on the fact that one of the commissioners stated that there was information that they wanted to get additional information, what was that information, Mr. Chairman? Would they elaborate on that? What information they needed?
Yes, it was a technical mistake in the budget that was submitted, the school board originally submitted. They submitted one to us that we approved in June, but there were issues within that. So what we were looking at versus what they were asking for was different. And there wasn't anything malicious or anything, it was just a clerical error, I think, that happened. And so we just had some questions about it. So what we committed to is that anytime we're gonna have questions, we're gonna get them back to the school board or Dr. King, so they will know what kind of questions we're having, because they wasn't able to answer that question at that meeting. And we're gonna get those to them before the budget meeting so they can be prepared to answer whatever questions at the time. But it was more of a clerical error than anything else.
With that, Mr. Chairman, you said clerical error, but we did approve a final budget.
We did.
We did approve a final budget.
But the budget didn't match up to the budget they were working off of.
But the budget that was approved, are they requesting money from the budget that we approved to be moved? Whether it matched up technically with whatever, but the budget that we finally approved, the line items that they were requesting were the line items of the budget that we approved. Am I wrong?
We did approve their budget,
And the
but
line item they're requesting
The budget
is from the approved budget that we approved. It's not?
No,
It was not from the budget we approved?
no, originally in that particular line item was $240,000.
Okay.
And then now they're asking for more money to go in it.
From a budget line item that we did approve.
No, from their.
From a legal question.
Whatever, from
From the
wherever
budget
they're moving it from.
from the budget they got now.
Yeah.
There are line items in the budget, listen, Mr. Chairman, there are line items in the budget that we approved now.
Yes.
So, if they're asking for money from the line item that we approved, the issue that he is mentioning in regards to the fact that it was a technical error is really mute, because they do have the money in the budget that we approved that they can move it to or move it from. Am I off key here?
No, you're
They
right.
also
You're
asked
right.
for clarification to this particular line item. This particular request has only been asked for by the budget committee of the school board. It has not been voted on by the entire board.
Mr. Chairman, so when the budget approved, this budget is approved by the entire board, which one of their members, who was the chairman of the committee, made the request, and I'm sure he's not operating. From a legal perspective, I understand and I accept that. So when they do approve this, then we should approve it. I would hope that it gets approved, since you stated that it was not approved by the board. So when it does that, we should expect that this will come out of the committee without any issue. It appears to me that every time the school system has some requests, something's amiss. So it's not new money, it's nothing illegal, it's no offshore account, it's very public. I rest my case on that.
Thank you. Commissioner Brown.
I'd like to peel the onion. County Commission is not legally obligated or authorized to monitor any line item for the school board. Who and the inner workers of the school board, be it come from committee or anybody else, that's the general board's responsibility. They want to change or veto or change their position on anything, it's not for ours. They call that micromanagement, and that's not what we're charged to do. Plainly and simple. Forget the little small details. That is not our job. The school board is duly elected and empowered by the people, that whoever represents them, if they want to rebel or change who represents them or the way they represent, that isn't our business.
Commissioner Abernathy.
Yes, Chairman. I agree with the sentiment that we can't manage line items, but I did call Mr. Compton over the weekend because I was confused about what this was about, and he said that they had withdrawn this request and did not want it to be discussed because they would bring it back up whenever they wanted to that they could figure it out in the meantime. So I think that they've wanted it to be withdrawn.
Yes.
Is that correct?
From my perspective, this was just tabled. It wasn't denied, and
That's right, it's correct.
it was tabled, and we expect the budget committee, when they come back with it, to take it up next month, for sure. I mean, it's just delayed just because we had some questions. Commissioner Arnold.
Yeah, if this is something that would be helpful to the school system to do, I'd be all for it. If you just go to the facts about this, I'll read as printed. In Tennessee, 80% of charter schools are less successful than district public schools. 80%, that means 4 out of every 5 do less. I don't see us going down that road, not at this point.
One last brief thing. I want to remind some of us who may not be aware. We have what are called constitutional offices. The people in the courthouse, the sheriff, the school board, they're constitutional officers. We had a situation a few years ago where a sheriff was not permitted to get vests for the people he hires, he supports, and he protects. We were and can be sued for that. Again, we have a job and we have a charter. Have an oath. Let's concentrate on our job.
Commissioner Neoff.
I was at the meeting. I'm not a member of the budget committee. I was there to inform myself to become a better representative for our county. My understanding of the situation had nothing to do with charter schools, had to do with lack of information on the line item. Even the school system, as Commissioner Abernathy said, said, well, we don't really know any of these questions you have, so we can just, we'll bring it up next meeting. So that was what I took from it. So I'm not sure why all this discussion's even going on this charter school situation, because it more had to do with just not enough information. Therefore, it was tabled.
Anyone else?
Ready to move on?
Commissioner Godwin?
The conversation's going on because I started about young students. And the money was wanted to transfer to the legal department. And even though it wasn't exactly stated, but it was implied. And we know it. Some of us know it, and we're playing games. So I'm just answering that question. But also, the superintendent did withdraw it. You're right, he did withdraw it because the county committee, the school board had met, they're meeting today. Hopefully to discuss this and come bring it back, but he probably don't want no problems. He wants to get along with the county commission. So he's not here fussing about it, arguing about it. But at the same point, I agree with the past commissioners. This is a school board thing. What is the big issue? And everybody, looking all mad and mean and whatever when we discuss matters just in Madison County school system. I wish we would look at happy like we're happy and getting along with other issues. Thank you.
One last thing. With my conversations with Jason Compton, I don't even think this involves, I think this is for the school system's attorney. I really do. So I think it's going to come before the budget, and I think we'll get some answers, and I think it'll be fine.
But we do have an obligation to vote today on this item, whether we'll approve it or not.
No.
It hadn't gone through committee, and it's not approved by the school board, and they've agreed that we can take it up next month.
Is there anything wrong with going ahead and taking it up this month?
Not if the commission wants to.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the $100,000
I second.
Jackson-Madison County School System for legal fees.
I second.
Have a first and second discussion. Commissioner Abernathy?
They didn't want it to be voted on, so I think it's doing them a disservice if what I was told was that they did not want to vote on it today because they wanted to be able to bring the answers to the questions so that there could be more of a case for them moving forward. That's what I was told, so I can't vote for something if they've asked for it not to be voted on.
I don't mean any harm, but the school board does not have to make a case for any money that's approved for them. That's what I keep. That's micromanagement. That is not our terrain.
Roll call.
What
Abernathy.
are we
We're voting to approve the $100,000
voting
for
to vote on it, or are we voting to approve it?
we have I'm sorry, we need to vote on the motion. Roll call on the first and second motion to vote on the $100,000. To approve the motion to vote.
I don't think we have to do that.
We don't?
He made a motion to go ahead and take up the
Okay.
budget amendment.
So roll call on the motion, the $100,000 for the school system.
Abernathy, pass. Day.
No.
Alexander.
No.
Arnold.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Bond. Brown.
Yes.
Bryant. Cindy. Bryant. Mike.
No.
Deaton.
No.
Ellison.
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Hill. Hall.
No.
Hicks.
No.
Thank you, sir. Johnson. Jones.
Pass.
Martin.
Yes.
Mercer.
Yes.
Montague.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. You said yes, right? Neha.
No.
Taylor.
No.
Tippett.
No.
Wall.
No.
Watson.
No.
Yes, 11 no, pass.
8 yes, 11 no, 2 pass, motion fails. I assure you this is going to be taken up in the budget committee and will be handled. moving forward.
The county side of the amendments now.
All right.
All right. These are the following, wow, there we go, around the world there. Following items come from fund balance. Risk management, $24,750. This is to increase liability insurance, to add increased coverage for some of our higher dollared equipment in the county.
Committee recommendation, no second required. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Next is Register of Deeds, $84,497.75. This is to move funds from ARPA fund balance to Register of Deeds for digitization project. This is to finish up a long-term project that they've had going. This will allow them to finalize and finish all that up.
Committee recommendation, no second required. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Next is Highway Department, $772,338.02. This is to move money from ARPA fund balance to Highway Department for a TDEC match grant.
It's committee recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion passes.
Next is General Sessions Division 2, $11,543. This is adding increase of the access and visitation grant to the budget.
It's committee recommendation. No second required. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Juvenile Court Services, $75,000. This is adding new grant, new money to the budget.
Committee recommendation. No second required. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Next was Archives, Preservation Records is $3,159. State grant for archival boxes and file folders for storing Chancery Court loose files.
Committee recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we take 14 through 19 all at the same time, transfers and grants.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second by Commissioner Tippett. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
All right, I'll read them. First one's EMA, $252,048.92. It's moving disaster revenue to the two other equipment line item. EMA for the next one, $7,147.50. Request to move hazmat remediation reimbursement from rec on I-40 to balance account back to zero. 16 recreation, $4,000 to transfer $4,000 from recreation capital to purchase vehicle from from the building inspection guys. 17 community corrections, $31,688.51. This is a request to move $2,000 from insurance recovery and restructure it within the rest of their budget. 18 Register of Deeds, $84,497.75. Is to transfer funds from ARPA for Register of Deeds to complete their archive project. Highway Department, TDEC, $6,004,550 Highway Fund, new grant money for the TDEC ARP match for their grant.
Committee recommendation. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Passes.
Mr. Chair, make a motion to take 20 through 22 at one time.
Do I have a second?
I'll say.
First and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
These next three are insurance and recovery funds. Fire, $22,689.99. This is reimbursement for firefighters working at the airport from July through October. Drug enforcement sheriff, $2,786. Reimbursement from the Drug Enforcement Administration for overtime paid to one of the employees. Sheriff's Office, $29,869. Proceeds from the sale of patrol vehicles and equipment on gov deals deposited with the trustee's office to be moved back into the sheriff's capital fund.
It's committee recommendation. No second required. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Mr. Chairman, this completes the financial budget committee's report.
Thank you. Number 10, consideration of resolution to establish a speed limit on Carroll Ann Drive north from 322 Mifflin Road to the dead end shall be 30 miles per hour. Commissioner Aday, I'm sorry, Commissioner Godwin was first.
No, go ahead.
You were first, go ahead.
Okay. I had, back when the Morris Road came up for a speed limit, Mr. Watson went at the meeting, but I asked about that. How did it come about? And I asked about how, and I know y'all have done this in the past, how did you go about this, the 10 and 11? And I was given that about a survey, and a person came with a complaint or whatever about the speed. I like to know the person. I guess I would like to have the information on how I would know who brought the complaint, and I like to see the survey. So, if we vote on this, that's fine and good. But in the future, I like to be told how can I know the person, and how I can review the survey to see how they approved it or disapproved the survey. That's what I like to know from whoever, the committee.
Bart, would you like to speak on that?
Yeah, I can share a little bit about that. So the way speed limits get established or adjusted is only by this body alone. The highway superintendent does not have the authority to set or establish speed limits. So typically the way a request comes in for a speed limit to be set or established is through a county commissioner. A constituent contacts a county commissioner and asks that a speed limit be looked at on a particular road, or they contact the highway committee chairman directly, or sometimes they come through me and then I contact the highway committee chairman, and then that request then is voted on in the committee. It goes to the sheriff's department. The sheriff's department sends a representative out to take a look at the area, kind of do a survey of the road. They could generate a little, typically a one-page letter report that they submit back to the highway committee. Highway committee then meets and reviews that report and the recommendation from the sheriff's department as to what that speed limit should be. And then the committee votes on it, whether to make that recommendation, adjust it, or not make the recommendation. And then that comes to the full body for final vote and approval. So that's kind of the process.
Commissioner Aday, you were up.
The reason I asked is because I like to know if the people on the road know if this is being done, you know, so they have if they want to come to speak for or against this. Because I noticed we have 2 roads right now. We had 1 road before, so that's what I would like to know. That's why I'm concerned.
Sure. Well, I can speak to that a little bit too. The whole time that I've been with the county and been going to highway committee meetings, there's never been a time that I'm aware of that the committee has initiated on their own a speed limit recommendation or change. Every single one that I recall has come through a constituent, is initiated with a constituent that's in that area or travels that road or lives on that road, and that's how it started. I don't recall a single time where a commissioner or the commission has said, we need to change this speed limit or set this speed limit. So it always comes through a constituent.
Commissioner Alexander.
Mr. Chairman, since 10 and 11 are just 2 parts of the same subdivision, we ought to take those together.
Making that a motion.
I'm making a motion.
I'll second that.
First and second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Commissioner Aday.
Yeah, I'd like to make an amendment to 10 and 11. The speed limit should be changed to 25 instead of 30. These are congested subdivisions, and I've driven through them. 30 you're flying, 25 is fast. So 30, I believe, is too fast for these. It's not like the Timbers, which is smooth right through. It's broken streets left and right, sharp curves. 30 you're moving.
I appreciate so much that one statement that enabled us to do this thing intelligently. We knew that we're not just changing a zone, but you meant that we have a congested community, which means a question of safety and asset. So again, that's why it's so important that we know what committees' jobs are and their role, because what we have is new commissioners. And this is no disrespect, but this is for him and one man of everything, so we can be consistent in everything. But the reasoning, one sentence, congested community, makes it much easier and conscious for us to vote and support these kind of things.
I'll second.
All right, we need to vote on the amendment first, right? So we're voting to amend these two speed limits to 25 miles per hour. And probably need to do a roll call on this, the amendment, so roll call.
Abernathy.
Yes.
Day.
Yes.
Alexander.
Yes.
Arnold.
So make it pass.
Black.
Yes.
Bond. Brown.
I'm gonna pass.
Bryant. Cindy. Bryant. Mike.
Yes.
Deaton.
Yes.
Ellison.
Yes.
Godwin. Hill. Hall.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Johnson. Jones.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Mercer.
Yes.
Montague.
Yes.
Niehoff.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Tippit.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
Mr. Mercer, I'm sorry, I'm not sure I heard yours correctly.
He said yes.
Yes? All right, thank you. And Montague said no, correct?
I said yes.
Said yes.
Yeah.
Anyone want to change their votes?
Yes.
Commissioner Godwin changed hers to yes.
That's what I heard, Mr. Chairman. I heard 19 yes, 2 pass.
19 yes, 2 pass. The motion to amend these two speed limits to 25 miles per hour passes. Now we'll vote on the resolutions for both of these. It's committee recommendation.
Highway Committee?
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Resolutions pass.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I don't want to prolong this meeting because I appreciate this ham here. It can't be cooked here. But I was not opposed to the amendment. I'm accustomed to knowing that the citizens agree. A short way of raising one issue that was raised, who is asking? Again, because we represent the county. Normally, would anybody opposed or against? That was my only reservation.
Commissioner Niehoff.
I have 3 things. First thing, thank you for voting for that. One of these people who brought this up, I go to church with, and he asked me many times at church about this. So thank you for approving this. I'll share the information to him. Second, my question was legally, is it effective as of today if someone gets pulled over in that subdivision, or is it whenever the signs are posted? And when will that be? When will the signs be posted? What's the estimated time? Just curious.
It's not gonna go, I mean, it's not gonna go into effect till it's properly posted with speed limit signs. As far as enforcement, y'all may have voted on it, so it's visually posted by signs. I can't answer when those will be up, though.
Anytime we put anything in the ground, we have to have a utility locate. So that takes 72 hours minimum. So we'll go mark the locate, get it called in. It'll take at least 3 days for them to get out and mark the location of the utilities. And then after that point, we'll get the sign up. So usually we give ourselves a couple of weeks to get that done. But the sign should be up in fairly short order.
Okay, consideration of resolution to rezone property located at 1150 and 1154 Bear Creek Road, areas 1 and 2 from C2 General Commercial Center District to FR Fringe Residential District, comprising of 0.47 acres more or less. Mr. Elvis Hollis is here with us today to answer any questions that you might have.
This item was presented to the Madison County Planning Commission on October 24th, and they all recommend approval of this request.
Is there anyone that would like to speak on this?
Move that we approve.
Second.
Have a first and second. Roll call.
Abernathy.
Yes.
A-Day.
Yes.
Alexander.
Yes.
Arnold.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Bond. Brown.
Yes.
Bryant Cindy. Bryant Mike.
Yes.
Keaton.
Yes.
Ellison.
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Hill. Hall.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Johnson. Jones.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Mercer.
Yes.
Montague.
Yes.
Nehoff.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Tippit.
Yeah.
Wall.
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
Rezoning passes. Number 13, consideration of resolution to rezone property located at 5024 Brownsville Highway from FAR Forestry and Agricultural District to RC Recreation District, comprising 9.06 acres more or less.
Move that we accept this.
I second.
Second, any discussion? Anyone from the public would like to speak on this? You have any comments, Mr. Thomas? Roll call.
Abernathy.
Yes.
A-Day.
Yes.
Alexander.
Yes.
Arnold.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Bond. Brown.
Yes.
Bryant Cindy. Bryant Mike.
Yes.
Teaton.
Yes.
Ellison.
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Hill. Hall.
Yes.
Hicks.
Yes.
Johnson. Jones.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Mercer.
Yes.
Montague.
Yes.
Nehoff.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Tippit.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Ms. Collins, we'd like to have you back every time. Very nice. Resolution to approve agreement with I3 BIS LLC doing business information systems for Madison County Register of Deeds.
I move that we accept that.
Have a first, do I have a second? Second, Commissioner Godwin. This resolution, roll call.
Abernathy.
Yes.
A-Day.
Yes.
Alexander.
Yes.
Arnold.
Yes.
Black.
Yes.
Bond. Brown.
Yes.
Bryant Cindy. Bryant Mike.
Yes.
Teaton.
Yes.
Ellison.
Yes.
Godwin.
Yes.
Hill. Hall.
Yep.
Hicks.
Yes.
Johnson. Jones.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Mercer.
Yes.
Montague.
Yes.
Nehoff.
Yes.
Taylor.
Yes.
Tippit.
Yes.
Wall.
Yes.
Watson.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Election of notary publics, without objection, we'll approve these by unanimous consent. Notaries approved.
Motion approved.
Any and all matters related to and connected with matters set forth in items 1 through 15. Commissioner Deaton.
On this closing day of a county commissioner meeting in 2023, you know, I worked with all of you guys, all 25 of you, all 25 people will never agree on everything. But my belief is all of you have the right intent. We want to do the right thing for the people in Madison County. And Commissioner Brown had brought up the fact that maybe we were micromanaging in some areas. I don't think that the Budget Committee has any interest in micromanaging, but at the same time, we don't want to rubber stamp something. We're just looking for good information so we can validate it and we can move on. I don't think this whole body, if we talk about our concern in supporting public education, you'll get 100% vote. We all want to support public education in the very best way that we can. And so there's not anything here that any of us wouldn't do to make sure that it's successful. So I always want to say that. We're not micromanaging. At the same time, we don't want to rubber stamp everything either. So that's my ending comment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Black.
Mr. Chairman, it's not an issue that, yeah, we can disagree, but let us be consistent. Let us not be selective in our indignation and our selectiveness of what we scrutinize. Let us be consistent. That's all I'm saying in regards to this matter. Consistency is everything. In many instances, as lovely as my colleague's speech was, Mr. Chairman, we aren't consistent on a lot of the things that we look at. We scrutinize some things more than we do others, and that's just not fair. Thank you.
Commissioner Godwin.
My prayer, Commissioner Godwin's prayer, is that we continue to respect each other. We don't have to agree with each other, but I pray that we respect each other and try to understand the other person's point of view, because we represent the people, and I'm here for the people, and I hope we all are here for the people. So I would like to say, if I have said anything to intimidate or hurt anybody, please charge it to my head and not my heart, because I'm here to serve, you know, and that's the way I try to be. I know I have a little temper, but I know y'all know I'm here because I care about the people. If I didn't care about people, I wouldn't be here. So I'd like for us to continue to work together, you know, whether we agree or not. Let's be agreeable. God bless you. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Brown.
I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. And in the spirit of honesty and consistency, my works and my history speaks for itself. And by our work, we'll know.
Move we adjourn.
Sarah would like to say something real quick. No, I'll say it for her. They're having a Christmas party next door from 11 to 2. We want to invite everyone that's here to come next door and partake.
11:30.
11:30, I'm sorry.
Y'all show them 11, I'll be there on the
Well, if you're at 11, you'll be first in line, so that might be a good thing. We had a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.